I actually had a mom reach out to me. She's in the program, but she has 2 small kids and she's pregnant. Um, she reached out to me and was like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm like, yes, you can. You absolutely can. Like, you have to schedule your time. Like, if you have to get a calendar, like, please do it. But you can do this. I know it's hard, but even if you just do like an hour a day, just an hour a day, you will get it done. And it might take a little bit longer than, some people that are getting it done in 3 months or whatever, but that is okay because you're working towards a better future for yourself and your children. I drive to patients' houses and provide physical therapy services in their home environment, and reduce the risk of rehospitalization. As you know, I'm sure our COVID numbers are going up and the hospitals are overrun. So any patient we can keep at home, we really need them at home. So I see a lot of elderly clients. I do a lot of endurance training, balance training, fall prevention, stuff like that. Sometimes I feel like I'm a nurse, make sure they have all their medications and, just stuff like that. But it got to the point when COVID hit and then Medicare changed their payment model all within 2 months of each other. And my caseload pretty much got cut in half. And if I wanted to have a full-time caseload, then I would have had to increase my driving radius, which is exactly what happened. So I was driving, I could drive an hour one way to see a patient, and it was too much. I mean, way too much. I got hired on to work out of one office, and I ended up working out of 3 offices, and that's a 150-mile radius for all 3 territories. So I remember I came home one day after I drove 186 miles one day, and it was like 3 hours on the road, and I came home just like bawling to my husband, like I hate this. I can't do this anymore. On top of that, I was pregnant. So I signed up for Talent Stacker, and 5 days later, I found out I was pregnant with our second child. So I went through the entire program pregnant. I was actually driving to see a patient one day, and I listened to the Choose FI podcast, and they had Bradley on talking about Salesforce. And it was the very first interview they did with him, and I had actually listened to it before, and it just didn't really register with me. But the second time around, when I heard him say how much he made, and with it being part-time hours, it piqued my interest at that point. And then I heard them talking about like Anita's episode, so I went and I listened to that one, and I was just like, okay, I got to see what this 5-day challenge is at least. My job literally is hands-on working with people, and that first, even through like the security specialist super badge, I was like, I don't have any idea what I'm doing. Like, no, not a clue. I'm just going to go through this, and hopefully maybe it'll click sometime. But yeah, I mean, it took me a while, because I mean, it's just not anything that I had done ever. Like, I'm really not, I say, a techie type person. I never really have been. I mean, I didn't get an iPhone until, I don't know, maybe 6 years ago. So it was way out of my realm of knowledge. Whenever I was feeling nauseated or tired or just pregnant. Um, I would get on our Facebook group and just find any of the success stories that people had done, especially, I can't remember the name of the person, but he was a musician. He was like teaching music classes and he had like a musical degree at like nothing Salesforce at all, and he did it. So I'm like, okay, if somebody that has a totally different background can do this, then surely I can too. So those would speak to me. And also the fact that, I value my family time above everything else. And I'm like, if I can just get this done just for this little season of my life and really set our family up like financially and, with the work-life balance and everything like that, then I feel like that's worth it to me. Definitely, I had to schedule my time. I couldn't hardly do anything during the day because I also have a 3-year-old. So it would be, work, come home, tend to her, and then she goes to bed at 8:30. So basically 8:30 to 10:30 or 11, I would be studying. And I would do that 5 days a week. I'd give myself a break on the weekend. I'm like, I need a little time. But I pretty much, that's what I did for almost the entire time. I took a little, like we did take like a vacation in the middle of it. So, I took that time off, and then my morning sickness was pretty bad the first 9 weeks. So the first little bit I tried my best, but I took breaks when I needed it too. I got certified when I was 26 weeks pregnant, and I carry the insurance for my family. So I knew I could not leave my job right then and there, because we had also met our deductible and we almost met our out-of-pocket max. So I was literally like, I am stuck where I'm at right now, at least until after the baby's here. So I was, updating stuff and posting, but it wasn't like an active job search. But this girl I went to high school with, she actually reached out to me on LinkedIn, and I haven't talked to her in like 6 years. I mean, she just saw that I was updating my LinkedIn and saw I'd been certified and stuff like that. And she's like, hey, I see you're doing Salesforce and you got certified and stuff, and my company's looking for an admin. Can I recommend you to the manager? I don't know. And I was like, okay, sure. And so she did. She put my name in and then asked me to send me her resume and to go ahead and fill out an application. And we're friends on Facebook too, so she knew I was pregnant. And but she's like, they don't care, like they, want to meet with you and stuff. So I actually interviewed at 36 weeks pregnant. And I was very open and honest with what was going on in my life currently. It's just like I'm pregnant and I'm about to go on maternity leave. And, I would completely understand if I am not the right person for you guys right now, just because of what's going on in my life. And the manager, she's like, well, I'm interviewing for an admin like right now, but I'm also interviewing for somebody that I want to hire in like January, February. So she's like, we can wait until you're done with maternity leave. Okay. So she called me like a week later and was like, hey, I want you to do a group interview with some of my admins. So at 38 weeks pregnant, I did an interview with 2 of the other admins. And then my daughter was born 3 days later. She came early. And so she called my new manager. She called me like 3 days after we got home from the hospital just to ask like some follow-up questions. And I'm like, well, I'm officially on maternity leave. And she was like, oh my God. So, but I'm going to be working I think there's one male admin and the rest of them are female, and a lot of them have kids. So I felt like they would have welcomed me regardless. They understand, the work-life balance is important. And that was one of the things that I stressed in my interview was, this is important to me and this is what I got going on at home. And if you guys are willing to work with that, then I'd be willing to do whatever, So they wanted me to take my full maternity leave. They were like, you go and you enjoy your baby and we will see you in February. I am a tech person. I can be a tech person, and that imposter syndrome is definitely a real thing. But once you have a little bit of experience under your belt, that it does go away. I was very much, part of my persona is, I'm a therapist. I help people get better and they walk and, stuff like that. But I learned that, that's not all who I am. I'm also a mom and a wife, and I need to, be more in tune with me instead of my job, because it's very easy to take your job home with you when you work in healthcare. I don't know which part is the best part. I mean, it's like a full package, but if I'm being honest, especially having, a 3-year-old and a newborn, it's going to be, my time. That was my biggest thing when we first had our 3-year-old was, I don't want to miss out on anything. I want to be there for her first steps and, hear her laugh and see her roll and walk and just everything. And I almost missed some of that working, away from home or whatever. And with this, I feel like I'm not at risk to let all of that pass me by.